Hello and welcome, everyone. As always, I welcome you all to the aftermarket analysis session of the Indian markets Nifty and Bank Nifty. Every day at 5 p.m. in the evening, after the market closes, we conduct an aftermarket analysis session for Nifty and Bank Nifty here, where we look at where the buyers came in today, where the sellers were active, and basically, we try to read the footprint properly. So if you are new and want to read order flow properly, want to understand the footprint well, then you can join this daily live session. The link for this live session is uploaded on GoCharting, Discord, and the Telegram community before 5 p.m. in the evening. Also, if you are using GoCharting at that particular time, you will get a webinar notification here in the top right corner. In any case, if you miss this video or this webinar, then you can watch the recording of this same webinar by going to GoCharting's YouTube channel. I have shared all the useful links of GoCharting in the messages. You all should go and subscribe. So, for once, if we look at Nifty, let's see what kind of confirmations we had from the volume profile. I am removing today's market data. Okay. So yesterday, there was quite an upside movement in Nifty. But Nifty came back and closed at the same level. It was an up and dump yesterday. So for the past 3 days, this zone had been formed. The most important was yesterday's VPOC zone, the volume node, the day before yesterday's, and even the day before that. We had marked this. There was a slight node here as well, so we marked the topmost layer of it, so that if this zone breaks, the entire volume node gets broken. And then this one, there was a volume node here as well, so nothing much. We had marked the nodes of the volume profile from the last 4 to 5 days. So now let's see how and where the market gave us confirmation. Okay. We saw the confirmation from the volume profile, how it was marked. Now let's see how the order flow gave us confirmation exactly at these levels. Now again, if you want to read the order flow, if you want to read the footprint properly, then we read the footprint with the help of daily delta. Okay. Oh, before that, you should know what this delta actually is. For example, let's take the first candle of today, the 9:15 candle. Okay. This is the first candle and these are its footprints. So, in the footprint, on the right side we have buyers and on the left side we have sellers. All these are buyers. All these are sellers, okay. Let's total the buyers on the right side for once. Okay. To understand anything, let's assume a number, let's say there are 1,38,000 buyers, so that's on the plus side. And then we add up all the sellers and take the total here, which is 1 lakh. What is the difference between the two? Negative 1 lakh and positive 1,38,000, so the same delta. This is what it's showing if the value is inside the green box, and there is no negative sign in front of the value, so that means this is a positive delta. What does a positive delta denote? Buyers. So, in the first candle, there are more buyers. How many more? 38,000. As compared to sellers, okay. This is what the delta has shown. Now look at this candle. What is the value of this candle? It's in the red box and has a negative sign in front, so that means this is a negative delta. What does a negative delta indicate? It shows the sellers. So what does it mean? That in this particular candle, there are more sellers. 56,000 as compared to buyers. There are only two types of delta, positive delta, where there are more buyers, and negative delta, where there are more sellers. Okay. So now, look, take any candle at random. Like here, we picked this candle, looked at the delta. Yes, in this candle there are more buyers. This candle that we picked, is it a green candle? But boss, there's nothing like buying in this at all. There are a lot more sellers in this candle, okay. So now, how do we read the footprint? First of all, the question arises as to which candles' footprints we should read. If we are to give more importance to these candles, then which ones should we focus on? Like, there are some candles like this. Look at this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. There are some candles whose delta is very high, whether it is on the positive side or the negative side, and there are some candles whose delta is very low. Just 1.5, 100, 2000, 2000, 10,000, 7,000. So what we will do here is we will pick those candles. The candles which have a heavy delta, we will read the buying and selling zones of only those candles. For example, what's special about the first candle is that every day there is either more buying or more selling in the first candle. So you can even skip the first candle, or if you do read it, do so very carefully. Okay. First of all, we will pick those candles whose delta is quite heavy. Like the first candle. Okay, like the delta of the first candle is quite good. 38,000 delta. This shows that there are maximum buyers in this candle. Okay. It has gone to the buyer's side. Right now, in this candle, there are stronger buyers, so if we only read the buyer's side, that's fine. Even then, we will get a fair idea one way or the other. We have quickly gone through the buyer's side once, and which is the place where there are the most buyers? Buying activity at 46,000, buying activity at 34,000. Okay, the next candle also has a positive delta. This candle also has a positive delta. First, there were buyers here, then the buying continued. There was buying in every candle. Okay, this is the place where the most buyers came in, and this is the most important zone, which was the VPOC zone. Buyers started entering from here and took it up to this point. Now, where will the weight be for the pullback? Here, right, where the maximum number of buyers came in. On the pullback, a red candle was formed. Okay. Back to red candles were formed, and this entire zone, this VPOC zone, was broken. That means on the pullback, there was no hold or anything at all. But did we see any selling in this downside movement? Look at this. Inside this candle, there was less selling, a delta of 24, but here we saw quite a bit of selling. That means, for a moment, buyers tried to buy and push the price up. But sellers came in and broke this level. Selling was seen inside this candle. Where is that place where the maximum number of sellers came in? Two places. One is selling at 52,000 and the other is selling at 44,000. Today, the orders at 40,000 are quite solid. Even if we talk about orders or not. Like, see, the highest number of orders are at 46, 31, 36, 42. Okay, here the 44 and 50 sell zones have been broken. There was selling in the next candle as well. Quite a bit of selling. Look at this. Selling at 66, 46, and 26, meaning just like we read the first to the fourth candle. On the buyer side, this is what happened from here. Then here as well, sellers came in from here and moved the price up to this point. Okay. If we talk about the candle timing, in the 940 candle, sellers came in from here and moved the price up to this point. So, where will the pullback happen now? Wherever sellers came in, just like buyers came in here. This is the strongest selling zone. A pullback has come. Are there buyers in this pullback? Look at the delta, it's very low. A delta of 10 to 12,000 is considered normal. Again, another round of selling has come in at 82K, which means sellers are still interested. Pullback. There is no buying activity anywhere. Not even a single buying activity, not that. Only 2,500, 700. The pullback came exactly where there were the most sellers. The price got stuck. Another downside movement up to the next zone. Now, what happened in this downside movement? There was another significant round of selling. Look at this. This is that heavy selling. But this selling was absorbed somewhere because after this selling, see, a few candles went above it, but nowhere did we see any aggressive buyers coming in. So, there was selling, which got absorbed. Sellers are still active. See, this 109K means that sellers are still quite interested at lower levels. Okay, let's see further. This candle got a pretty good delta. Okay, there was some buying activity of 32K. But still, if we look at the buyer side, there isn't any big buyer. Just this 24K buying activity and the price reversed. It came back to the same place, and another significant selling broke this zone as well. See, where were the most sellers? There was selling in this candle, then in this candle, where were the most sellers? This entire candle is all about selling. This entire candle is also all about selling. A pause candle was formed and then the price continued. After that, with continued selling, the price went down and the market closed right there. We didn't get to see any pullback anywhere here. So, what exactly happened in Nifty today? First, the buyers came in. In the first 4 candles, there was a decent amount of buying activity and an attempt was made to hold the price. But in the 5th and 6th candles itself, there was a big downside movement. Here, this was the zone where the maximum selling took place. A pullback came to the area where the most selling had happened. First, the sellers stepped in. Downside movement. There are sellers, there are sellers. Somewhere, the sellers are getting absorbed. But moving forward, that same selling zone is also getting broken. So, it's a bit confusing. But until this level is broken, the entire scene was bearish because the sellers had initiated their first position here. Rejection. Sellers broke it once again. But this time, there was no pullback seen anywhere. Just aggressive sellers stepped in and, by continuing to sell, moved the price quite a lot here. If there was any pullback, it happened somewhere around here only. Look at this. The candle at 94 and its strongest selling zone, that is, the selling zones at 88 and 83. This is a pullback that happened here. If there was any pullback, it was in this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, and this candle. There was continuous selling in these 5 candles, back-to-back heavy selling, and now if you look at the biggest selling orders, they are these two, at 88 and at 83. Look at this. The biggest selling here is of 63. Here, the biggest selling is of 51. Here, the biggest selling is of 73. And particularly here, the selling is of 88 and 83. And that's exactly where it got stuck at the pullback. See, it came here and there was another sharp rejection. There were no buyers anywhere. In one candle, there was buying activity of 53, but the very next candle showed that the buying was absorbed. So, which were the candles in Nifty today that had really solid volume, boss? There was decent volume in the first 2 or 3 candles, but at 9:40, a good number of sellers came in. There was a breakout. In the following candles, there was a pullback. At 10:40, a good number of sellers came in. At 11:35, a good number of sellers came in. But in these sales, the selling in this candle and the selling in this candle showed a slight indication of absorption, all right, but buyers were nowhere to be seen. And then this candle too, there was significant selling in this candle as well, and it broke the level. And if we talk about the entire downside, this downside movement happened with quite strong selling, and if you see, the most selling happened right here. Selling orders at 88 and 83, and then there was a pullback, and from there itself we saw a downside movement and the closing as well. This was a quick analysis of Nifty. Now, whatever questions you all have, please unmute yourself and ask.